seconds is the average time taken by a hiring manager to decide whether or not they're going to bring you in for an interview or not. So when writing a CV for a job application, you need to make sure that it comes across as both very professional and also well organized. Through this video, I'm going to be highlighting some common mistakes made by people when writing their CV, as well as sharing some ideas with you on what sort of things employers look for when reviewing your CV. So I have a good idea of what it is employers typically look for in a professional CV, and that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So grab a pen, grab a notepad, and let's get straight to it. Hello there, if you're just seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Tess, and on this channel I share useful relocation tips and resources for those who are considering living in the UK, working in the UK, or in fact if you're thinking of studying here in the UK. So if you're an individual, working professional, or if indeed you're a family looking to relocate over here to the UK, this is the channel you need to be subscribed to. So don't waste any further time, tap the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon right next to it so that you receive all notifications coming through from this channel. Let's get straight in then. So let's start by talking about some of the common mistakes made by people when writing their professional CV. So the first common mistake that a lot of people make when they're writing a professional CV is typically having it in the wrong format. When employers are looking at your CV, the format and structure of your CV is really important to help improve the readability of your CV. So it's very important that the format you use for your CV helps to show that you're an organized person and that you're professional. So in doing this, you want to make sure that your CV is both easy to read, allows the employer to actually quickly and very thoroughly scan through and gain a good understanding of exactly what your skills and experiences are and what you can bring to that job. Structure of the CV really needs to be quite detailed, okay? So you have your email address at the top, you have your mobile number, your address, the qualifications, the education, and then right down you have a list of training courses that are also applicable to that particular job or complements that particular job that you're applying for. And then further down below you can see that the candidate has gone on to actually list their work experiences, okay? So this is the kind of structure that ideally you want to take. Next common mistake that a lot of people make when writing a professional CV is not being detailed enough about providing their work experience. By work experience I mean relevant and focused work experience, okay, targeted to the job that you're actually applying for. You want to include relevant work experience, okay? This person is applying for the job of an accountant, so a relevant work experience in this instance is something along the line of working as a finance manager within a particular organization. You can see that they've also included the duration that they were in that job role for. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the importance of actually being very detailed when it comes to including your work experiences on your CV. Okay, so from what you can see here, you can see that this person is not just including very simplistic, you know, sentences like, oh, I did financial modeling on Excel whilst I was in the organization. This person is being very detailed, describing exactly what they did and how, more importantly, how what they did aligned with the objectives and plans of the organizations and supported the organizations in achieving or accomplishing their goals. Okay, this is where it becomes very important to focus on your accomplishments. Okay, what did you achieve? What was the outcome? What was the result of what you actually did during that time in that job? Okay, so a good example here that I want to highlight very quickly is where the person has said, I was responsible for the provision of financial analysis and research to support the development of the £325 investment in NHS transformation projects. So you see that there's a difference here between just saying I did financial analysis and research for the organization in this role. This person has gone on to say that they had responsibility for financial analysis and research to support the development of this particular big project plan that this organization had during that time in that role. So where possible, you want to make sure that you're including your relevant accomplishments, so that might be financial accomplishments, i.e. you were able to increase the revenue position of that company by say 50%, 80%, or you were able to, increase customer satisfaction by a maximum of 80% or 90%. These are actual concrete accomplishments that will help to back up the experience that you're writing on your CV and show to the employer the relevancy of your experience to that job that you're actually applying for. Depending on what job you're applying for, some jobs will have strict requirements that you must have a degree, or other jobs might say that you don't need a degree. It really depends on what job you're applying for. But you need to pay careful attention to the educational background that you're putting on. Ideally, I would always stress that you need to have as a minimum what your GCSEs were, your A levels or whatever the equivalent of that is in the country that you're in, and also your degree. I would also stress that depending on the job that you're applying for, make sure that you're including any other relevant qualifications that you've actually done. So in the instance again of the example of applying for a job in an accountancy position, relevant qualifications will be qualifications such as the ACCA, the ICAEW, CIPFA, and all other types of accountancy-based qualifications like that. Those are the kind of things that would be classed as relevant qualifications to help improve your chances of actually standing out to that employer. Now that we've covered some of the aspects you need to be thinking about when you're writing a professional CV, check out these videos here on what jobs are in high demand so that you can improve your chances of actually securing a job here in the UK.